Hello, everyone. I'm Anna from Way Consultancy. It's our pleasure to organize this virtual meeting to provide an update to students about about their interest studies in the UK. Today, our focus is India students. Please join us and ask your questions about the September 2020 intake and the information on courses, fee scholarships. Today, our special guest is Rebecca Hall from University of Greenwich. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you
Hi,
for
Anna. Thank you. Hi. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. And thank you, Anna, for setting this up. Very happy to be here with Way Consultancy. I'm here just to talk a bit about the university and also talk about the September 2020 intake, because I'm sure a few of you are feeling a bit uncertain about whether it's going to go ahead or not. And obviously the application process is changed. So yeah.
Thank you for your presence. Why students choose to study in the University of Greenwich?
Well, there's a number of different reasons. Greenwich has got 3 beautiful campuses based in London and in Kent. We offer a range of courses for undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD level. So we offer around about 400 different courses, and this can vary from business courses to engineering and science programs, social science programs, and also health and education programs. So there's a lot of variation and variety for students on offer at University of Greenwich. Also, we offer a number of different placement opportunities for undergraduate students as part of a sandwich year, and also for our postgraduate students. So we have a number of different programs, around about 10 programs, that do incorporate a work placement opportunity, which is a fantastic chance for students to gain those practical skills that they would need when they enter the workforce. In addition to that, just generally, like I was mentioning about the campuses, we're one of the few universities in London to actually have a physical campus, and it's a beautiful campus, World Heritage Site. It's very central. It's in Zone 2 of London, so it literally takes about 15 minutes to get to London Bridge. Also, we offer accommodation at all 3 campuses, so students can live on campus. It's extremely an international campus. We've got students from over 140 different countries. So it's a really nice, supportive and diverse university.
Which courses are available for India students?
For the industrial placement, so like I mentioned, for the undergraduates, majority of the programs do incorporate that sandwich placement year. So instead of doing 3 years, you would do 4 years, and you would do the sandwich placement year in your 3rd year. So really nice opportunity. You can do this anywhere in the UK and also outside the UK as well. For our postgraduate programs that offer a placement, we offer 10 programs. So this is the MBA program in international business. We offer engineering management, pharmaceutical science, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical power engineering, water waste environmental engineering, also food safety and quality management, and food innovation. So that's 10 programs, all offering a placement, a full year of placement. And this again can be in the UK or outside the UK.
Okay, great. One of the areas for Indian students is English language qualifications. So what are the IELTS requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate students?
Yeah, so for undergraduates, it's 6 overall, 5.5 in each skill. And we've actually had a slight change in IELTS requirements for postgraduate. It's now 6 overall, 5.5 in each skill. So it's the same for undergraduates and for postgraduates. Also, we do accept alternative English language assessments, so Pearson's and Password as well. So we do accept those. In addition to that, we have had internal conversations about other offerings that we're able to give students where they can do home assessments. So one we are looking at the moment is the TOEFL home assessment. So that we have a meeting next week happening internally. So the decision will be announced by the end of next week of what alternative requirements would be allowed students to do from home, with obviously all the IELTS centres being current and closed at the moment. So that's good, and we'll keep updated. We'll send the information to New Way Consultancy and we'll let you know as soon as possible.
Yes, this is an important information for Indian students because most of them ask for IELTS, English language, but University Greenwich offers a good opportunity for them to do internal English language assessment. So thank you, Rebecca, for this information. But I wanted to ask you about the documents. So what documents they need for applications?
Yeah, so we are aware it's quite challenging at the moment with everything that's going on with the lockdown. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. So in terms of documentation, I'll run through what you need, but what I will say is that you can easily WhatsApp, take a picture of your documents and WhatsApp them to New Way Consultancy counsellors so they can make the application on your behalf. So just because you can't go and visit them in the office, that doesn't matter. You can still make an application. Just literally take a picture of your documents and then send it across, or scan it, either way, whichever's easier. In terms of what you need, so a copy of your passport, also a CV to say what you've been doing, also a transcript if available, a provisional certificate if available, bachelor's, or a mark sheet if available as well. So any of those documents, also IELTS as well, as you have that available. If not, it doesn't matter. You can still make an application and you'll get a conditional offer holder, a conditional offer for that. And then once it's announced for the English language, you can then take the test and that will get changed to an unconditional. It's also worth mentioning, I forgot to say, with the IELTS exams, we also in India, we do waiver. So if you have 70% or above in your 12th standard English, you don't need to take IELTS.
Oh, great. Yes. Thank you. What are the steps of the application process for students?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
What are the steps of the application process for Indian students?
Yep. So what I would suggest is first you need to make the application. So you provide all the documents to New Way Consultancy. They will upload the documents onto our portal and you will get an offer within 48 hours. Once you've got the offer, you can then apply for our international scholarship. I do recommend all students to apply for this. Fantastic opportunity. Why not get a scholarship? It's a very easy application process. You just go online to literally type in Google International Scholarship Greenwich, and then you type in your student ID and your name, and you can apply for this. It's not merit-based. You literally just answer 2 questions about your future career plan and also how you're going to get involved in the university. So once you've applied for the scholarship, the next stage is then doing a credibility interview and then also providing all the documentation that you would need to get the CAS. So CASs will start to be issued at the beginning of June. So it's always 3 months before you enroll at the university. Once you've got the CAS, you can then apply for the visa and then you'll be coming in September or October.
Yes, okay. Firstly, you mentioned that students get an offer letter by a university. It is possible for them to change the course after they receive the offer letter?
Yeah, of course. So you can change up until the point of making the deposit. So any time before that, you can make a change in your course. So for example, we've got a few students that have applied for very, very popular courses. And unfortunately, the courses now don't have any spaces left. So they're opt for alternative course options. But yeah, that's no problem. What I would say, go onto our website, have a look at all the different courses available and let us know But if you find a course that's maybe quite similar, but it fits your requirements more and what you're wanting out of it, yeah, we can easily make a change for that.
Also, you mentioned the scholarship. How about is this scholarship?
Yeah, so for the international scholarship for undergraduates, they can get up to £3,000, and for postgraduates, they can get up to £1,500.
Also, if students pay the full fee at the registration, can they get another discount?
Yeah, so what's fantastic how it's done is you pay your deposit amount, so to accept and guarantee your spot on the programme and to confirm to us that yep, you're coming to Greenwich, you pay a £3,000 deposit, and then in September, October time, before you arrive at the university, you need to pay total of 60% of your tuition fee. And if you pay the full tuition fee before you enroll, you get a 2.5% discount.
Okay, so you mentioned that the deposit is £3,000.
£3,000, yeah.
And how much is the maintenance for a fee for international student?
So it does differ depending. So it's dependent if you're in London or in Medway. What I'd recommend is going onto the website, because it does change slightly. Going onto the website and it gives the exact figures from our CAS team.
And what is your suggestions for students due to coronavirus?
So it is a challenge because we're very much all living moment in period of uncertainty. However, we are still going ahead as normal. We're still processing offers, even though we're all on lockdown and we're working from home. We're still chatting to students. We are, for all our offer holders, we've currently got online webinars happening. So we're doing course-specific webinars. So it's a chance for students to still interact with people that will be coming in September, also to interact with the programme leaders as well. Don't hold back just because of what's going on at the moment. Still make an application, because even if you find the deadlines pushed back, so we are currently looking at pushing back the deadline for the CAS and enrolment. So this could be till October. So yeah, don't hold back, still apply, because even if we find something happens and we can't come in September, your offer will then easily be deferred to January.
Also, if students choose to use the on-campus accommodations, when the how they will apply for it?
Yeah, so it's super easy. Once you've got the offer, you're then sent a link to access a portal. So it's called our application status tracker. You log into the portal, we're provided with all the login details, and it's a chance for you to look through all the different accommodation options, and depending on which campus you want to be at, and also what style of accommodation you want. So if you want an ensuite, or if you want shared bathroom facilities, and you can make the application there. All you need to do is then put down a £400 deposit to confirm your room. And then what's great about the accommodation on campus is there is an instalment plan option, so you don't have to pay the full amount all at once. You can stagger it, so you can stagger it monthly, or you can stagger it per semester as well. The accommodation's lovely. We have one at each of the campuses, and there's also an on-campus bus. So let's say you're based at the main Greenwich campus in London, you could live at the Avery Hill campus, and there's a free on-campus bus that takes about 15 to 20 minutes to and from campus. It's free of charge. And same with the Medway campus. What's great, Medway campus, the accommodation there, you're literally 5 minutes from your lectures. And there's also an on-campus bus if you want to visit London for the day.
And when they will get an offer of accommodations?
So they should hear back fairly soon with that. So applications are already open. They close in August. So once they've made the application, they've confirmed. As soon as you've made that £400 deposit, that completely confirms your spot. So they hear back very soon.
most of the Indian students are doing undergraduate studies in the UK, and
Yeah.
they will submit the dissertation or project in September 2020. It is possible for them to start and postgraduate study in this month, September 2020.
I think it's dependent case by case scenario, but if they are based in the UK already at the moment, that should make it easier. But there is also the option of attending in January as well, which actually isn't that far away from September. So there is that option available. But yeah, it's dependent case by case scenario, dependent on their visa situation or passport and things like that. But yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. They can still apply.
Also, the other important part for Indian student is visa and immigration issues.
Yeah.
So they need to prepare themselves for interview in order to get successfully their visa. What kind of questions ask Home Office international students during the UKV interview?
So what I always suggest to students is make sure you've actually done your research. So make sure you go onto the university website, you're clear on the types of modules that you'll be taking as part of your degree program. Actually, you can go on the website and click on the modules and find out the types of assessments that you're doing, the kind of the objectives and goals and things that you're going to be learning as part of the course. Also speaking to the program leader, so you can email us the reading list, just so you're really aware of what the program is going to entail. Also to have an understanding why you've chosen our university over another university. So why is it that you've chosen to study particularly in the UK, and why have you chosen Greenwich? So just being very kind of clear on that. Also being clear on where you're going to be living in terms of accommodation as well.
And what is your suggestions for students during the UKV interview?
So that would, I suppose that is my suggestion, to just make sure you've done your research and you really have an understanding of why you're wanting to study at Greenwich and why you're wanting to study that particular course. Just so when they do ask you those questions, just be very kind of passionate about it and show why you want to come over and study.
Okay, thank you. Now we can read the questions the students have done for University of Greenwich. The first question is how much gap the University of Greenwich accept?
So it's very much dependent, again, on the type of program that you're going for, and also it differs depending on the amount of work experience and things like that. But what I would recommend, make an application, make sure you've uploaded a CV so you can highlight what work experience that you've done and your previous educational background as well, so we can review that.
The other question is, do university accept second masters?
Yes, we do. We do accept a second masters. What I would say is just make sure in your personal statement and also your CV, it's a clear reason of why you're wanting to study a second masters.
Okay, the other question is, when the last date of CAS issue?
So unfortunately, that's not yet been announced. The reason that's not been announced yet is we are looking to try and push it back a bit with everything that's going on. So I can't say just yet what that is, but as soon as that is officially announced, we'll let you know. And obviously you can contact Way Consultancy and they can give you the specific dates.
Okay, so Rebecca, can I ask you, because now we know that this time is very difficult for us, when does the registration start and finish for students in September?
Yeah, so on the offer letters at the moment, they are still saying the original start date of September. This obviously might change with everything going on. The university is constantly updating and constantly reviewing the situation that's going on. Just to kind of, in the UK at the moment, the number of cases, the government's already said that the number of cases have started to decrease. We're currently in our second phase of the lockdown, and they're going to make an announcement on Monday to say a bit more about what's going to happen going forward. these decisions are obviously going to impact how we then respond to it. So I think we'll have a clearer idea in kind of June time of when actually officially we'll be able to accept students then in terms of deadline, sorry, in terms of when they'll be coming to campus and when our enrolment deadline is going to be. But we are looking to push these back, so they're kind of more October time.
Okay, great. So, and for students that finish the first month or undergraduate studies in September, have another opportunity to start until in the 1st of October.
Yeah, so I think that's just it. We are looking, obviously it's not been officially announced, but we are looking to try and push that back a bit so students will have a bit more time to then arrive on campus.
Okay. Okay, great.
But I would still recommend students to make sure they've prepared in advance, make sure they've got that offer, make sure they've prepared all the documents, follow the CAS process. So as soon as that decision's been made, they can then apply for the visa. So that's not halted up.
Can students apply without IELTS? If so, what documents you accept instead of IELTS?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we do waiver. So if you don't have IELTS, we do accept 12th standard English. So as long as you have 70% or above in your 12th standard English, you can then apply and you get the unconditional offer. All you need is your copy of your mark sheets to show what you got in your 12th standard English.
Yeah, okay. The other question is, please mention how much study gap except for masters and scholarship opportunities.
Yep, so I think I mentioned a bit previously about the gap. So it's very much dependent individual case and also very much on the course that you've decided to take. But what I'd suggest is with the application, send a copy of your CV and also please make sure you've got a letter of reference from your employer as well for what you've done before that. In terms of scholarship opportunities, we have the international scholarship. So for undergraduate, you get up to £3,000, and for masters, you can get up to £1,500 off the course fee.
The other question is for master's programs. Do your school require portfolio for graduate students?
If you're applying for example, or if you're applying for a design program, yes, we would ask for a portfolio. But if you're applying for business or engineering, no, we wouldn't require one. It's more for our art and design programs.
What is the minimum requirement in bachelor degree for master's program?
So I'll go through general requirements. So for undergraduate, it's 70%, and for postgraduates, it's 55%.
If students have a postgraduate diploma certificate, can they apply?
Yes, they can. We're very much accept these. Yeah, we have loads of students that apply with diplomas.
The other question is about IELTS requirements for bachelor and master's both.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned before, so it's 6 overall, 5.5 in each skill, or 70% in 12th standard English.
Is there have any scholarships opportunities?
So it's the international scholarship, which I've mentioned, where you can get up to £3,000 off your first year fee for undergraduate and up to £1,500 for postgraduates.
The other question is about the IELTS. Because of lockdown, students are not ready to take IELTS. So which English test is acceptable for students?
Yeah, so we are, I think I mentioned slightly earlier on, we are at the moment in decisions about what we can accept instead of IELTS because of all the IELTS centres being closed. That announcement will be next week. The end of next week, we will announce what other alternative English language requirements we're going to be accepting. So we are looking at TOEFL, the home English language assessment, so students can actually take the test from home before applying. Also, our pathway provider, Oxford International, are also providing home online pre-sessional programs and foundation programs as well.
In this corona situation, Greenwich University will accept students without IELTS? We have mentioned, and before.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned that question. So yes, I mean, we waiver on the 70% 12 standard English, and we are looking at other alternatives. So keep updated. And we do currently accept Password, and also we accept Pearson's as well, instead of IELTS.
The other question is, if students pay full tuition fee at the time of registration, how much discount they get from total tuition fees?
So in terms of a discount, if you pay your full fee, you'll get a 2.5% discount if you pay the full fee.
Okay. If students completed their bachelor within the last 2 years, can university accept a medium of instruction?
Unfortunately, we don't accept this medium of instruction. We would ask for a form of English language. So as mentioned, we accept IELTS. We also accept 70% 12 standard English, also Password assessments, and also Pearson's as well. So unfortunately, we don't accept the medium of instruction as an alternative.
For this current situation, if students inside UK with a visit visa, can they apply for student visa at the university from here?
I think, I'm not too sure. I don't want to kind of give, because I'm not from the visa team, but I think they would need to go back to India to then apply for the new visa. But don't take me at word. I would need to double check with the visa team to find out a bit more information about that.
Okay. Can we apply for university without IELTS?
I think we've answered that one, unfortunately. We are looking at other alternatives. So yes, you can apply without IELTS if you have a 70% or above in 12 standard English, or if you apply through another form. So this could be Pearson's, Password, and also we're looking at other alternatives as well.
Thank you, Rebecca. Let's see if I have any other questions. But to overall, I can say that University of Greenwich offers a good opportunity for Indian students to do internal English language assessment. So because most of them ask for IELTS English test, Rebecca said that every student has another opportunity to do an internal English language assessment.
I think that's it. So it won't be run by Greenwich University, but we will be offering, we will be looking at other alternative home assessments that you can do through one provider such as the TOEFL home assessment. So we will be looking at other alternatives for that. But like I mentioned, if you have 70% or above in your 12th standard English, you do not need IELTS. You can still apply and you would get an unconditional offer.
Okay. Other students said, thank you so much for giving me this information. I'll contact with you very soon. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Also for every questions, don't hesitate to contact us, Way Consultancy. Also, we have put the phone number in the screen, so you can see, and you can contact us for every questions. The other question is about tuition fee. How much is the tuition fee for LB per year?
So for all of our undergraduate programs, for all our undergraduate programs, they are 14,000 per year. So that's including the LLB. For postgraduate, they can range from 14,000 to 16,000. So all the 2-year master's programs are 16,000.
If students choose to do the master's with placement, the tuition fee is the same?
So it's slightly different. So for any 2-year master's programs, including the placement, it's 16,000, and that's for both years.
Yes, okay, 16,000. The other question is, if students have low grade in UPV IELTS, can students have student visa together, or they need to apply separate?
So if they have low grades in IELTS, there are options available. So like I was mentioning, our pathway provider offer pre-sessional English tests that they can do. So they would then apply for this, do the course, and then they would then go on and do the direct entry of the 3 years. And that would all be included in one visa, yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we have more questions. Yes, the other question is, what about tuition fees for Master of Science Civil Engineering?
So we offer 2 civil engineering programs. When I say 2, we offer a 1 year in civil engineering, 14,000, and then we offer a 2 year in civil engineering with a work placement, and that's 16,000. So the 1 year is 14,000, the 2 years 16,000, and that's based at our Medway campus in Kent.
The other question is, do universities help students to find placement?
Yeah, so we give a lot of support to our students. We don't automatically give you the placements. Students do have to source the placements and apply for them, but we offer all the support services in helping students with their CV, also helping you prepare for interview and helping you to find the right platform to then find and search for the placements. So we do offer all the support services that students will need for that placement, and that starts as soon as the student arrives at the university. We help them with different workshops available.
If students haven't found the placement, does it have any impact on the visa?
So if they aren't able to find a placement with all our 2-year programs, it means that you just do a 1 year. So the visa would be for 1 year. But that doesn't happen a lot of the time. We've only really had students fall out or not done the placement program due to other family reasons or for other reasons that they've wanted to go back home.
So University of Greenwich is enabled to prepare every student to find a placement on time. So
it's a mixture. It's a 50-50. So it's students have to come motivated, and also they have to apply. They can't just kind of sit back and just depend on the university to do everything. They need to go out and source the placement opportunity, but we would provide you with all the support and services available to help you find that placement.
Okay. The other question is there any PhD or DBA course available?
Yeah, so we offer loads of PhD options in any of the kind of engineering, science, business, social science, and also education and health programs. So yeah, we do offer those.
How much is the tuition fee for PhD?
It differs very much. It's not the same as an undergraduate or master's program. It's all about funding. So where you can get funding for the different. So that's something you would discuss with the supervisor.
Which criteria are for students to apply for PhD program? Is very difficult for them to start?
It's not difficult just for international students. I would say just generally it's a very different process.
Yeah.
So to apply for a PhD, you need to have done firstly an undergraduate, also a master's program, but also you then need to write a research proposal. So it needs to be quite an in-depth research proposal, which you then submit. Our admissions team would then put you in touch with an academic that's in line with the research that you're wanting to carry out, and then you would discuss how to go forward with that. So a PhD is normally around 4 years. So it's a very long time to be doing such a large research proposal. So you have to be very kind of committed and wanting to go into the research field.
Thank you. The other comment is, thanks for information. I think 2 years master would be better, which is £60,000.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to do the placement. It's just nice to gain some work experience and practical work experience as well. So you're applying all that kind of knowledge and skills that you've got from that first year. What I would say though, is you are interested in applying for the 2-year masters with a work placement. They're very popular programs and they do have unfortunately limited spaces available. So please do make an application, get the offer, and then pay the deposit, and that confirms your place on the program. So yeah, if you are interested, please do go ahead and make an application. And Way Consultancy can help you a bit more with the application process and talk through the different modules with you.
The other question is, if students are on tier 2 visa, can they apply?
So essentially what I would do is I'd put you in touch with our CAS team and they can talk more about the CAS and visa process.
Okay. If students done only postgraduate studies from UK, can they apply for PhD?
Yeah, they could definitely apply for a PhD. So that tends to be the level that you would go into. So you do your undergraduate, you do your master's program, and then you do a PhD afterwards if you want to do further study.
Okay.
And no, they don't just have to be from the UK. As long as you've done a master's from anywhere in the world, you can then apply for a PhD in the UK.
Okay, yes, it's a great opportunity and for students. Let's see if we have other questions. No, until now, I think this is that we have done and we have present with Rebecca. Yes, we have another questions. PhD fees per year?
So PhDs are different to undergraduate and postgraduate. PhDs are very much all about getting funding, and it's dependent on what you do your PhD on. So what I'd suggest is submit a research proposal, and then you can discuss you'll discuss this with the supervisor, because it's very, very much different for every PhD. It's not like a normal undergraduate or postgraduate program with a set amount.
The other question is, I got offered, but due to coronavirus, didn't sit for IELTS.
Okay, don't worry about this because you've got the offer, which is fantastic. Please do make sure you also apply for the international scholarship, because even though it's a conditional offer, you can still apply for the scholarship. With regards to IELTS, there's a few options you can look at. If you've got 70% or above in your 12th standard English, you can easily then get the unconditional offer holder, which doesn't need IELTS. Also, we do have other alternatives that we are looking at. It's going to be announced end of next week as to what other home assessments you can do as an alternative. Also, we do have online pre-sessional programs available as well. So please don't worry. There are other options that you can do and you can do from home to get that unconditional offer.
If students don't meet English requirement, can they apply English course and master's course together without IELTS?
So yes, you can still apply for a course without IELTS. That's fine. You get the conditional offer, but you would then need to still sit some sort of form of alternative English language assessment.
The other comment is, I will be glad to be welcome with admissions. Thank you. Thank you so much, Austin.
Please do, if you do want to make an application, please do submit all your documents to Way Consultancy, get in contact, and the counsellors can help you through the process.
The other question is, when will be class starts in September intake students? Will university conduct the regular classes or online classes in the beginning of next intake?
So we are still looking to go ahead for September intake. All we're doing at the moment is we're seeing if we can try and push back so students can start more later on, so in October. If obviously we're very much in a phase of uncertainty at the moment, if we find that things don't calm down globally, we will have to look at other alternatives for September. But at the moment, things are still going ahead as normal and students are still coming for this intake.
The other comment is, again, Austin, I'll be happy seeing myself study in UK. You're welcome. It's really helpful. Thanks. Thank you, all students, for questions. Because
Thank you.
for you, in order to respond to all questions that you have. I hope that this information will be useful for you.
I think also it's lovely to see everyone being so kind of positive and don't allow what's going on to impact everything, because this is only for a short period of time. We will get back to the kind of new norm as it is. So it's nice to see you all being so still enthusiastic.
Yes, it's true. Yes, thank you. Yes, one questions. If I'm making applications, in how many days I will get the offer?
So it's a very, very quick turnaround. So it's normally a 48-hour turnaround for getting an offer. There are certain programs that will need faculty approval, but it won't be longer. If a faculty approval is needed, it shouldn't take longer than around about 4 days. But with other programs that don't need faculty approval, we could make the offer within 48 hours. So it's a very quick turnaround.
The other comment is, thank you for reply, but I already made about IELTS for my master, but they said I must need IELTS. There is no alternative way.
Okay, please do get in contact with me. So if you could email me at india@greenwich.ac.uk, I can then help you with that, because that shouldn't be the case. There are other alternative options that you can do instead of IELTS. We don't just accept IELTS, we accept your 12th standard English if you've got 70%. We accept Password, we also accept Pearson's, and we are, like I said, next week going to announce another alternative as well. So please do get in contact with me. So that's india@greenwich.ac.uk.
Okay. The other question is again for English requirements. Is the same for all courses, undergraduate and postgraduate?
Yes, that's correct. So IELTS requirements are 6 overall, 5.5 in each skill for undergraduates and postgraduates.
The other question is how many days I have to do class per week for masters?
So it's very much dependent on the type of masters that you do. So if you do, for example, like a business course, it will be less hours and more focused on independent work. Whereas if you're doing, let's say, a science or a mechanical master's, you'll need to be more, spend more time in labs. So it does differ on the course that you're doing, but it's round about, I would say, around about 20 hours per week. And then on top of that, you have independent study as well.
The other comment is, hearing COVID cases are rising in UK. Same time, here in Oxford University is in development of COVID vaccines. How you need to go with admissions in this lockdown time? What will be the next step for students who are aspiring to study UK?
So, like I said, we are still going ahead at the moment for September intake. The number of cases in the UK generally are starting to reduce, which is very positive. And the government is announcing on Monday the next steps to reduce the lockdown. So everything's going in a very positive direction at the moment. And we have got 5 months until we start the new semester. So I wouldn't worry too much. There's plenty of time and students will still be able to start in 2020.
Also, New Way Consultancy is here to help every student if they decide to start the application as soon as possible. The other question is, my IELTS overall score is 4.5 and not UKV. Can I apply?
So I wouldn't worry about that, because like I said, we are looking at alternative English language requirements. So you can always do the home assessment that will be on offer and available soon. Please do wait. So that's going to be announced next week. So hold off for the moment. Yes, still apply because you'll get the conditional offer. And then once this is made available with the home assessment, you can then step that home assessment test.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. So we almost finished. Thank you for your time and for your answers. Also, I want to say for all students, don't hesitate to contact us on the phone number. We can respond every question, and we will help you to start the application as soon as possible in order to get the CAS letter and to start the master's or undergraduate study in the September. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you.
hope to see you again in the next virtual meeting. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.